Hey everybody, it's Benji, better known as Moiciara, and today's video is going to be about how I was on live, and I was on somebody's live, watching it live, and this person was talking about how women should stop villainizing um, black men. But before I, right, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, tell anyone, everyone, whoever's willing to listen about my channel, my videos, all of this stuff. But anyway, back to old dude. So I'm looking like, okay, so it was like a dating live. Let me bring it on back. It was a dating. Oh, excuse me. It was a dating live, and right. So the guy, he had stated something about pretty much like he wants, basically like most men, they want a submissive woman or what have you. But submissiveness involves you to be in a place where you can make sure that the woman can be submissive. Like, I feel like in order to get exclusivity of submissivity, you have to be, like, I hate this word, y'all, but you have to be perfect in order to achieve or want to get that. Because if you're trying to get it based off of basically, I won't speak of that man's name on my channel because I just don't like him that much. But this whole high valued men point of view stuff, like, there's nothing wrong with a man being high value. But as far as we know, in the black community, there's always, black men doing things to stigmatize themselves. And definitely when it comes to being in a relationship, the list goes on and on and on and on. So, the dude, he was like, stop villainizing black men or whatever. And I'm like, well, the man said something that the women that was in the live just didn't agree with, which made plenty of sense to me. Like, you can't ask for something that you're not willing to be able to offer. I think he was the same age as me, or no, because I'm 32. I think he's already 33. Um, and he was just basically saying, how like he wanted someone who could just kind of like get up and go, and they don't have to work, and he'll handle all the business and stuff like that. And I'm like, those are good things or whatever, but what can you really offer besides that financial aspect of things? Because money is great, bills being paid is great, all this stuff is good, but what can you really offer to the relationship outside of those things? Like, he gave those old generic answers. He was like, oh, I'm a good listener, I know how to communicate well or something like that. And I was like, I could tell like he was just saying that because he was just trying to, he was baiting, like he was trying to catch something, like he really was trying to like put on a show to just try to see what the night could take him, basically. And I just was like, I don't know. I just feel like in the black community, I feel like that's the biggest thing with our black men is the fact that they want a submissive, person to be able to just kind of like, okay, and like don't argue, who's not argumentative, who doesn't have enough. I'm not gonna say not have an opinion, but your opinion can't be more valid than my opinion, because if your opinion is more valid than my opinion, then that's showing that you feel like there's a hierarchy that you have trump over this relationship between me and you. And that's where the weak-minded, stereotypical black men mind come in from. And they fail that. They always fail that. And I say this because you can't ask for something and then when it's presented, or you forget that the person that you're dealing with is somebody who has a mind of their own or what have you, that when you're in a relationship, y'all both supposed to be bringing something to the table. It can't just be, this isn't the Jetsons, nobody's the robot Judy. And you have to know that if we're in this commitment together, then we both should be able to offer something to one another. Because if we don't, and if we not, then clearly we are wasting each other's time, because there's nothing here besides you wanting me to be a yes man or yes ma'am for you, when you can't even be, the boss, or this person who you want to be. Because me and my mother, we was on the phone talking the other day, and we was having a real good conversation about, um well, I'll just say men. We were having a conversation about men, or what have you. And I was basically telling her, like, a lot of time men have to feel like, have to be like, damn, I fucked up, or I wish I would have realized that, after they lost something, because while they're in it, they're like, oh, I just want to wash my hands of this situation. I want to let it go. They don't want to have to, go get involved in the thick of it, because clearly that's just going to take too much effort. So clearly, if I'm having to able to find a fast way out of something, I'll do that, because clearly what I have going on at home isn't working. So yeah, we were just having a nice, very in-depth conversation about old many men. And it just makes me think, watching that live, and that man saying that, I just thought it was very weak minded for him to say that, because it's not the first time I've heard that, but it's just villainizing black men was the thing for me. Like, nobody's villainizing black men more than they villainize themselves, because they put themselves in a situation, and then the first thing they'll say is, oh, well, we all not the same, and I don't do this, and da 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 da, but you're. Told y'all, it's just that I feel like a lot of men say the same thing, and they offer the same thing when they say that. Like, they'll be like, oh, don't put me in a category with everybody else. Woo, woo, woo. Then stop acting like everybody else. You don't want to be put in the same category with everybody. Stop acting like everybody else. Stop having reason to treat you like everybody else. It's just that simple. And, yeah, I don't know. That man saying that just, ugh, that villainized. Like, I was like, where you from? Like, talking about some villainized. Nobody villainizing no black men. It's just the fact that black men want something. Like, a black woman wants something. So what are we doing to create this moment where we can be involved together? Like, that's the concept, to be together, to achieve the longevity, and make it past, the 5 and the 10, the 15, 20, your marriage mark, because we want to experience something together, And due to the age we live in, social media has made it so much accessible for you to be, be like, okay, I'll pick this one, pick that one, pick this one, pick that one, where there's no commitment level to wanting to, have that high value relationship. Let's talk about that, the high value relationship, because we can be high value individuals, but let's talk about having a high valued relationship, meaning that we are both equally yoked to one another, that we both can bring something to the table, not it being one chief in command, because as fast as there's a chief in command, as fast as they're not. It's just that simple. So if we're both not making things accessible for us to be empowered together, then there's no high powerness going on. There's just this is non-existent. Because how many times have you heard about, women holding the man down? You hear that a lot. It's never, oh, well, while she was out of work and this, that, and the third, I held her down. No, he'll end up leaving, he'll cheat, he'll go do a bunch of other things, versus actually, riding the waves to make sure that this high powered union, or this high powered man that he claimed that he was or isn't making sure that he's maintaining that goal at home. So I just want to get on here and talk about that really quick. This whole villainizing black men, y'all. Ooh, when the man said that, y'all just don't know. I was just too outdone. I'm like, anyway, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I really like to hear y'all input about this topic, cause child. Whew, it's so much I could say, but clearly I don't want this video to be too long or whatever. So, I want to keep it short and sweet. Like I said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this video with anyone, and stuff like that. And I'll talk to you next time.